Hello everyone. Let's make sure my Wi-Fi's off. That's why. So, earlier today they released Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, where that's going to be located. It will be in Brazil. Sorry about the radio. There, it fixed quicker than it has sometimes. It will be in Brazil. So that'll be interesting to see. It does show that in this case, Grindelwald had a much wider touch than Voldemort did. Voldemort was restricted mostly to Britain, and we do see that where we've had America, we've seen him in America, we've seen him in France, we know he was in Britain, and now we know that it will be in Brazil. So that, yeah. We do not yet know how much of a time jump there's going to be. We do know we are going to see one of the teachers from from Ilvermorny. Will have a bigger part in this one. So, there is that. What that means, what a bigger part means, that's up for debate. That could mean a couple more lines. It could mean that they are a huge, one of the huge players in it, and begin to have a huge part, or have a huge part just in the one movie. So, who knows there? But it'll kind of be a wait and see. I am excited about it. I don't know who else is. They are just starting to film. So that means we could be on track for our November next year release.
2021 is what it said.
Or, yeah, I was going to say, or it could be later.
That's the article I read, said 2021.
But I know at one point they had said it was going to be every other year in November. But then other things may, make a difference in that. It's also interesting. It'll be interesting to see how world events affect that. Because it's in Brazil. And one issue, if they are, they usually have to go kind of live, to the actual places. And if they're doing that, if they're hoping to film live in Brazil, with the recent events in Brazil, where Brazil is literally canceling 2 major world conferences that bring thousands and thousands of, I think I read 20,000 people for one of them. Will they, if they're willing to cancel something that big, are they going to be willing to keep filming going. And that's, who knows. The one good thing about filming is that you can always set up a place outside of the city, somewhere else, in a whole nother country. You can create it in a whole nother country, and so that would be interesting to know. Obviously, from what they say, filming has started. So, we will see. Another thing, the new Wizarding World app, it's also wizardingworld.com, has the option of a gold subscription that will give you access to all the ebooks for a year, different things like that. Now, one thing.
What are you coming for?
Huh?
What are you coming this way for?
I'll tell you in a minute. One thing, you may or may not be able to access it on your app. I went to my app and I could not find any way to even find anything out about the gold subscription, anything along those lines. I had to go online to wizardingworld.com to be able to get any information. So, keep that in mind. But it may be a great Christmas gift for people, different things like that. I can't say for sure. Just something to think about. Now, to answer my husband's question, I got asked to see if any of our post offices have a blue roof, and if they do, see if Luna Lovegood is showing up there. So I came, this is only a couple blocks out of town. Oh, there it is. Out of town.
Oh, there it is.
And so.
Unicorn.
Mm-hmm. The reason we knew unicorn is he got it on his screen. And what we are looking for is supposedly Luna has shown up more at post offices. And I figured I could come here, see what's here, let you guys see what's here, maybe go check out the other library just quickly, or maybe just go to our first library. So, that's what I'm doing here. So this one's a green roof, it's not a blue roof for our post office here. I think our other post office is a fortress. No, let's not go down to the library, right? The North Elgin one, and just go to the other one. That's also by a post office. Okay. So, no sign.
Desperate need of spell energy.
Okay.
This one's not too far away from there.
Right there.
Oh, well, I wasn't on it.
I almost bet there's some in here. One or two in here to spin.
Wrong.
One
back.
But I pulled in because I knew there was one or two, and it's not that far to come back. So my husband does have my phone because I'm driving.
Surprised they'll let you do it with you probably connected to your Wi-Fi.
I obviously hit it just in the right timing, or they've turned their Wi-Fi off or something. Well, they've turned it off because it wasn't fully connected. It just had the question. So tomorrow I should be streaming a lot earlier in the day, just to give you guys a heads up. So one thing I think, if Wizarding World had thought about it, they could have added to the subscription that might have made it even more appealing to some people, would be not just the ebooks, but also have the movies available for streaming. It might have increased desire. Now, if I will say, it looks like if you were actually going to be visiting in the next year or two one of the Wizarding Worlds at Universal Studios Florida or the one in California, it may be worth it. Especially, we don't know for sure what discounts or whatever are going to be offered yet, and it's only up for pre-order right now. But it is possible, but they do have discounts, and if the discounts are actually such that they aren't just discounts for one person, but you could get a discount for a family, which I can't see why they wouldn't do that. It might make it discounts on wizardingworld.com stuff throughout the year, different things like that. So, if you have the money or think you might be spending money on that type of stuff, it might be worth it. I just want to put a heads up. Well, it did say to certain events and things, it did not appear that you're going to get a discount on Wizards Unite events. That does not guarantee they won't be there, but do not necessarily plan on having discounts to those events, unless they actually do state it in there. Because I would hate to have someone purchase it thinking that that's what they were going to get, only to find out that they actually don't get that. Now, I would not be surprised knowing the way some of the Disneyland and whatever things are. I would not be surprised if eventually they do come up with a cruise. A few day or a week cruise, Harry Potter cruise, that you also could get discounts for. Over towards our another post office. The post office and the library are right beside each other. We do know that right now there is the Wizarding game or the World Games going on, and Niantic is participating in that, and so there should be more stuff. Neville, things like that at our. So I'm kind of headed over there to see. And on the way, I am trying to help my husband get more spell energy.
Your husband's sleeping. You just connected his Wi-Fi again.
And I did find out someone was actually watching the stream on Saturday, the last stream. Just they had issues on their end, and so they didn't get a chance to watch the whole stream. We will see if anyone jumps on and joins us. I'm sorry, I just... yeah. So, we do need to do a fortress battle still. Most of the stuff for the daily challenges.
All after his fortress.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it is this one. Yes.
This one takes you to the post office.
You're right. I was thinking of that block and forgot what was in this, or forgot this side.
It is a fortress. Kind of figured you didn't want that one. I don't say anything to you, sweetie.
That's fine. We had a few seconds, or we have a little bit where I was sitting here. So I figured I could look. As you can see, I'm almost leveled up again. So tomorrow I'm probably going to stream earlier in the day. Probably around 9, 10 my time.
What's this?
And so that would be
McGonagall. Nope, that's not McGonagall.
Hermione.
That's Hermione.
So that was one of the ones that we were promised would be out. I'm just pulling over to actually finding a parking spot at our post office to be able to go after her and to
Ooh, she's here again.
Mm.
I was right, she's here again.
The look on Hermione's face is interesting. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so you see what's here? Memos.
Yeah, I was just going after it. You said memos, I knew which one we were going after. It's on the ministry one here. Let's not go up over the curb.
Put it in drive instead of reverse.
Jen, when you see this, you'd say, yeah, your car's definitely not a four-wheeling ATV car. Talking, Jen's been in this car. She knows this car, how tiny it is.
Okay, we do have a blue right here at Plant a Pink Tulip. It is right by our library and our post office.
Oh, there's Hermione again.
Okay.
Luna's here too.
Luna is here, right by a post office.
I'm going after her first.
And I get that. I was looking because I've been asked about it. And was asked to specifically check for Luna. So as you saw, it does not say it's a post office, but it's right by a post office. Come on. Hi, Angel Goddess. So this was, I don't know if you got on. My husband says there's 2 Lunas here. I've got, there, finally caught the one. This is right by a post office. I only see one of the 2, but he said he saw 2.
That's the second one.
Well, I only had one. Whether it was because that one took so long or what, that's what I'm saying. But he caught 2 here. So, blue.
Next to a library and next to a post
Blue
office.
in. Next, so this is the post office you're looking at. I'll show you. See? The post office fortress. There's the inn. And we're actually... So this is an interesting one that may have some bearing on it. I do not know. This is the library. We did check out another one already today. Another post office earlier in the stream. It was not. Luna was not there. Now maybe I'm just a little bit this way of him because here's a Luna for me.
He's down this way. The second one is down this way, so that's probably why you can't see her yet. Never mind.
Nope, this is his 3rd Luna.
Nope, this is wrong.
Nope, okay. So yeah, that was his 2nd Luna, and this is the same one he's got. So there were 2 Lunas here. I don't know if that helps figure things out, but it was a blue roof right by a post office, a library, and actually even the city hall / police station. So, hi, staff. So we just found 2 Lunas, as I was telling Goddess, or Angel Goddess. We just found 2 Lunas right by at a blue inn. It isn't specifically a post office inn. It's called Planta Tulip, but it's right by a post office. It's actually right by the post office, the library, and the police station. And City Hall. So that block is all of them combined. But it was a purple inn, or a blue roofed inn, and 2 Lunas actually showed up there. So
I can have done, sweetie. Just
okay. We did. I was stopped at a light was the only reason I tried. We did go to another post office. It did not have a blue roofed inn near it, and there was not a Luna there at all. We have run across, 3 Hermiones this stream so far?
yeah.
So, there is that. I'm driving, my husband has the phone. So, what do you guys think about the fact that we have released Fantastic Beasts? Steph just said something.
Sorry.
It's fine. He's going after energy, so he will, once he gets the energies here, he will maybe see what was said.
No, I won't.
His phone went to the black screen of death.
I wonder if Luna's hanging out of post office areas. I can't even count how many Lunas have been found today near inns at or near a post office.
I can see that. That's why I thought, but it does have to be a post office with a blue. It looks like the inn needs to be needs to be a blue roof near a post office. It doesn't have to be specifically one that says post office, but near a post office. But it has to be a blue roof. We went earlier on the stream. We went to another post office.
North Logan or nothing.
That had a rate. It was the this color of inn, and there wasn't one there.
Well, that was good.
Oops. Oh well. So there is that too. So if you're at, it does look like, yes, if you're after Luna, go find a blue roofed inn near a post office. Now, ours is a little bit harder to say specifically why it's there, because we did hear about the increased spawns at libraries for game day, or for the game week, International Game Week, and our post office with a blue roof, and it was honestly the only that I wanted to try. I tried 2 post offices today because I got the post office that I felt would be the easiest to get to, that what likely didn't have a blue roof, but would be marked as a post office. And then I went to one that was more likely to have a blue roof, and it did. So the others are likely your regular, this color in roofs on their post office. So I would say...
They had a raid here.
So he's talking in Pokemon Go, there's a raid here.
Gotta be one here. Mm-hmm. People are waiting.
Yeah.
It's getting warm and I'm getting tired.
When is the best time for you guys if I stream? For me to stream? Because I'd like to... Okay. Yeah, this green roof is the color of the post in on the post office, the other post office we went to, and it did not have that. It did not have Luna. So I don't know if that helps figure things out or not. I need one more memos And I have I think I have that one ready to go to gold. And as you can see, I'm really close to level 34 to leveling up. So I'm gonna hand there, yeah. So we are headed to, I think, I'd also love to know what you guys think about what was released about Fantastic Beasts major role or just more of a minor role. We don't know. And one of the questions I have is if they're going to film on a set.
On a set that's slated to look like Brazil.
And we all know that they can set up...
Hollywood's good at that.
Well, not just that. They've proven with some of the stuff they've done, the work they put into the sets. Look at Diagon Alley and stuff. I mean, they really put a lot into making everything realistic. So I think they could do it. From what I understand, they prefer not to. They prefer to film on location whenever possible. But with the unrest in Brazil, the fact that Brazil has literally canceled some conferences and stuff, it makes me wonder if that'll have some bearing on how the film is shot. And maybe that may have some bearing on what's happened so far. So, Tower Chamber 1, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm tired.
That is one thing. Actually, not all of the films were shot in London. Harry Potter, yes. But Fantastic Beasts, the first one was here in America, and I believe it was a combination of America and France, if I remember right, for the second Fantastic Beasts. I believe they did go...
They did were a little bit in London.
I believe they may have done some in London too, my husband says, for...
Remember, he was stuck in London.
Yeah, but whether they did that in London, or they, like, on location, or they just set up, I'm not sure. So that would be interesting to look up. But I do know Fantastic Beasts, the first one, was mostly filmed here in America. And I think I heard they were trying to do more, or they were trying to do a lot of on-location things. Rather than on set.
see a health point on this wolf.
So, and I know originally they said they wanted to do every other year, but my husband says he believes he read
2021.
2021. No, they are Warner Brother, but not all London Warner Brother, because yeah, they did a lot of this last one actually here in America. So, but it is something that you aren't the only one that's not necessarily realized that. Actually, that was part of the question. But no, Eddie Romaine, or whatever, however you say his last name, actually had to come to America for it, and that's why was part of why a lot of the things that they did, the movie promos and everything, were here in America, if you look, is because of how it was set. That's where it was filmed, where many of them, by the time the movie was getting ready to be released, was from, things like that. But I will say, you aren't the only one that I heard a lot of people thinking the very same thing when they were first filming. They were like, where are they filming? And they'd be told, and they're like, no, that's impossible. Where in London are they filming? And yeah, because they only film these in London, and it wasn't that case. And I wouldn't be surprised to learn that that's why JKR was on set less often, which we did here with this one. She wasn't on with these. She hasn't been on set as much as she was available with the Harry Potter movies. I'm not surprised with today's day and age. In fact, that was kind of what shocked me as I did more research, was that they actually do like filming on location. Many don't like going on location because you have less control. But if you watch some of the things of the actors talking about the Harry Potter movies themselves, not the Fantastic Beasts, but the Harry Potter, they talk about how the ground was uneven and different things like that. So they actually went different places and filmed. So I think so. One thing about involved and this is the question: what do they mean by that, being more involved? And the reason I say that is this: She is more involved in one way. She wrote this, she's the one who wrote this whole thing. However, are we going in again or no?
I'm too tired.
Okay. However, she is, in the previous two films, she only showed up to talk to the actors a couple of times, once or twice, or something like that, from what came across from the actors. They loved when she did, but that's all she showed up. And they would, every time she did, they would take every chance they could to pick her brain and everything. So there's that. Back to the green screen thing. If you ask, or if you listen to some of their things from this, the actors from Fantastic Beasts have said it actually, for them, when you go on set, whether that's on location or wherever, I can't remember which it is, but it is set up to the T. Like you can literally take the newspapers out of the newsstand and actually read them. And they have the date, which they actually said that if you look down the road, clear down the road, there would be a newspaper stand all the way down the road that had a newspaper in that was facing a way that wouldn't be seen on screen, and it would have, you could walk up to it in person and take the newspaper out and it would have the correct date. So they literally set up the whole area such that it was exact. And that it shocked them how much attention to detail was paid. And that would help, but because of that, it was very easy to get into character. Cool, I got a niffler. Which is easy to understand. It's easier to get in character if literally everything to the teeniest detail is there available for you. So okay. So I'm gonna hand my husband my phone. What time is it?
Look, it's, I don't know, 7:18.
Okay. For a little while.
Don't know if I'll really play it because my phone's gonna be sitting idle too.
He's kind of tired, but I figure I can talk to you for a little bit, and then we can go from there. So, Yeah, just in case he sees something. How much energy do I have?
You have 100 out of 125. I'm not worried about your energy.
Okay. Do I need to go after energy for you? One more
I don't
round?
know if I could.
Okay, I'm trying to find out.
No, I'm good.
Okay, I love you, honey. Anyway, so that's what I know there. Also, I have an interesting question. If I were to get the person who's designed my things for the different designs for my business, my other stream, to create some Wizards Unite things and whatever, would you guys be interested if I came up with some planner ideas along Wizards Unite, etc.? Obviously, I wouldn't be able to specifically put in, okay, this event's going to be at this time or things like that, but I might be able to put in things like daily challenges, maybe did you complete them, or just list some of them. Or maybe even create some of my own daily challenges and do little tidbits about what we know about the game so far and whatever. Maybe have a daily did you know type thing on would you be interested in something like that or not? And if you are interested, what would you like to see on it? What things would you like included? And please go ahead and keep responding. I will, as soon as we get home, look at it and discuss more. And go from there. So I have, and would you like, another question is, would you like a place to journal or stuff? On the actual pages, or how would you like to see that? And another question is, would you prefer to be able to something like in a Word document or stuff, so would you prefer to just be able to print it? So more of a PDF file rather, or a image file rather than a Word file of some type, probably a Google Word. Let me know. I will check in just a minute what was said. I can totally tell the neighbor it has fired up his woods.
Lights off too.
place to plan, or they're more bullet journals, which let me try and figure out how I would do that, but I could do I possibly could do a yearly planner with, even it could be anything that we get from on a continuous basis rather than just what's available now. Found out we were doing Pokemon Go, and it was gonna take longer. It was like, figure out how to do that. I will try and figure out how to do that. And